The world is at risk of increased extreme weather, cyber attacks and rising geopolitical threats. That's the conclusion of the World Economic Forum's annual Global Risks Report, which has been unveiled in London. The report also warns that the interconnectedness of today's world means crises in one part of an economy or society can quickly spread. The report comes ahead of the WEF meetings in Davos next week.
The WEF's annual look at global threats is sober reading. It concludes heightened uncertainty and popular discontent continues, with major threats to economies and countries, including climate change, cybersecurity and inequality. The report says with a global economic recovery underway, now is the time for countries to come together to address these threats. The WEF will also be pushing for a new way to gauge the health of countries, a more nuanced system than looking solely at GDP, and measuring corruption will be at the heart of that.
Corruption, yes, is a deadweight loss for a country's economy and a big millstone around the neck of the living standards of the bulk of the population. People may not think of corruption as a main component of what should be measured by way of economic success, but it actually is a fundamental driver of living standards.
Whilst this report includes dire warnings about the dangers of climate change, there are some bright spots, one being how many countries, including South Africa, are embracing renewable energy, such as solar power.
South Africa has one of the biggest solar plants. I mean, from a renewable energy perspective, I think South Africa has a significant advantage from the geographic perspective in being able to move to more renewable energy. Clearly, it also still has a reasonable amount of fossil fuel production.
The other headline here, cybersecurity, with warnings that this could cost global businesses $1 trillion, with few large companies fully prepared for the increased threat and individuals and smaller businesses also at risk.
Individuals, small businesses and large companies are more exposed with the proliferation of devices. And I think people want to use more and more of these devices. It's going to be hard to stop innovation. It's going to come and because you want to use it for convenience. It might be safety. It might be other reasons. But every time you employ a new device, you're opening a new avenue for cyber attacks.
The World Economic Forum hopes this report will focus the minds of the 70 heads of state and other world leaders meeting in Davos next week, warning countries must work together to mitigate the risks facing the world. Catherine Drew, SABC News, London.